In the middle of a vast sunny desert, where the sand stretched out like a golden ocean, lived a man named Silas. And Silas did something very peculiar. He sold umbrellas. Now, you might be thinking, umbrellas? In the desert? But it hardly ever rains there. And you would be right. Rain was as rare as a blue tiger in that part of the world. The other merchants in the nearby town would chuckle. Old Silas and his silly umbrellas, they'd say, shaking their heads as they sold their juicy dates and cool water. Who would ever buy an umbrella in a place where the sun always shines? But Silas just smiled. He had a little stall at the edge of the dunes, filled with umbrellas of every color you can imagine. There were bright yellow ones like the desert sun, deep blue ones like the sky at dusk, and rainbow-striped ones that looked like a happy dream. People would walk by, curious, but nobody ever bought one. Why would I need that? They'd ask. It's not going to rain. Silas would simply reply with a twinkle in his eye, oh, but they are useful. You just have to see how. One scorching hot afternoon, a little girl named Zara was traveling with her family across the desert. The sun was beating down, and there wasn't a single cloud in the sky. Zara felt hot and tired. Her head was starting to ache from the bright light. As they passed Silas's stall, she saw all the colorful umbrellas. What are those for? She asked, pointing a weary finger. Her father shrugged. They're for rain, little one, but we won't see any of that here. Silas overheard them and gently opened a large sky blue umbrella. Whoosh! Instantly, a circle of cool shade appeared on the hot sand. He held it over Zara. She blinked. The harsh glare was gone. A gentle, cool feeling washed over her. It was like standing under a personal, portable cloud. Wow, she whispered, her face breaking into a wide grin. It's my very own shadow. She felt so much better. Her family, seeing how happy and refreshed she was, bought the blue umbrella right away. For the rest of their journey, Zara happily walked under her little patch of shade. Soon, word began to spread. Travelers learned that Silas's umbrellas weren't just for rain. They were for the sun. They were perfect for creating a little oasis of shade wherever you went. People started buying them to make their long walks more comfortable, to keep their children cool, or to have a shady spot to sit and eat their lunch. Silas's stall became a popular stop. But that wasn't the only secret his umbrellas held. Silas was also an artist. When he wasn't selling his umbrellas, he would take them out into the desert. He would open them up, stick their handles in the sand, and arrange them in beautiful patterns. He used a red one to look like a desert flower blooming, a dozen green ones to create a pretend forest, and a swirling line of multicolored ones to look like a magnificent, winding serpent. He would paint pictures on them, turning them into canvases that told stories of the stars and the sand. The umbrellas weren't just for blocking things out, like the sun or rain. They were for creating things, like beauty and art. The children from the town who used to think Silas was silly now loved visiting him. They would watch him create his amazing umbrella art. They learned that something that seems useless in one way can be incredibly useful in another. An umbrella in a desert wasn't a silly idea at all. It was a wonderful one. It was a spot of shade, a piece of art, and a splash of color in a world of gold and blue. And Silas, the man who sold umbrellas in the desert, taught everyone that the most wonderful things can be found when you look at the world in a new and different way.